Guys, I want to get loud all of a sudden.
Do it.
Sorry, I'm want to.
It's you. I knew it was coming.
I'm sorry, guys.
Can't
but I
hold 'em
need
back.
to do that.
It is. You feel like Poseidon chucking that bugger down in the water.
Sucking that bugger. Did you butt out that deer?
I did not butt out that deer, but the next one I get,
Okay.
I'm just getting its butt out.
Is that little Stevie out here in the back?
Drobop. Bow drop, I'm sorry. Drobop. Hello. Stay tuned. I'll be back after my seizure.
Every little chipmunk that was running around, everything's dead quiet, and I went like that. Just happened.
I saw what is in essence a nature-gasm.
Hey guys, welcome back once again. You're listening to the Rutten River Pursuits podcast.
What's up?
Hey. We're not in the current
No, this is full-on Sonic Campfire.
Sonic Campfire Day. Normally I just beat around the bush and we talk about kind of like what's going on and blah, blah, blah. But we've been beating around the lake all morning, and I'm super stoked to introduce my guest. Big Mike D is in the house.
Woo!
And Daryl from Lunkerville.
That's right. What's
Lunkerville
up?
boys.
Yeah. Awesome morning. Lots of bass. Some crappie.
Crappie. Big crappies, too.
Oh, yeah. We're going back out, too.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Uncle Buck's with us.
Howdy.
Will.
I'm Will.
Yeah, we had a good start this morning. The normally off the point where we do really good on perch and crappie seemed off a little slow, but we just broke out the deeper smart sonar, threw it over, and we found the ledge. We weren't quite on the ledge, and we went over and re-anchored, and sure enough, bang, 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 crappies were on fire after.
Really?
Yeah. It's really nice to be able to have that castable sonar. So, absolutely.
And we talked about that. I mean, this is the first time I've used it, actually, and it's amazing because you don't disturb the fish. And especially with crappie that they school up, you can find exactly where they are and just cast right to it. You can't do that with your boat sonar because you got to get over them.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And spook the whole pod of them. You have the whole school of them.
You can even cast over them and then draw your sonar, your transducer right back over them silently then, too, without even motor.
And one of the things that I said about it, I'm going to mention, since I mentioned deeper anyhow, is the fact that if you look at their weather mapping, like they give you the weather, it's so much better than anything I've ever found, like on Google. Like it gives me the wind direction, it gives me tides, everything on
Pressure.
it. So, yeah, the barometric pressure's on there.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, I mean it pretty much tells you what color.
Everyone's doing it.
What color soft plastic to use. By the way, I used pumpkin seed today, so. No, it doesn't really do that, but it should. That's the upgrade.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's so effective, though.
It was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really cool.
So anyhow, let's
welcome, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
cool.
us.
Yeah, welcome to Central PA.
Man, banner day, too.
Yeah, beautiful day.
Yeah. We definitely been blessed with a beautiful day. The weather couldn't have been more perfect today.
No, it was. I mean, this is one of the most beautiful. It's still May. It's turkey season here.
Right.
And I think we're a little ahead of the curve because, like last week, we didn't have any leaves on the trees. And looking out through the garage here, looking out my garage, like the leaves came out overnight.
Out of nowhere, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, but as far as that goes, like with the fishing, usually May is a really good like crappie and perch month. And then like right towards the end of May here, the bass sit on beds. But And how about it? They're right up close to the...
Right up by shore. We caught a bunch of them. Nice ones. A 4.5.
Really?
Bunch of 3s. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wish we were on the boat.
Yeah.
It's so
Some
much,
guys have all the luck.
It's so much fun when you can call your shot, too.
Yeah.
Really?
It's great for camera, too, because I'm already rolling.
Well, that's where they were. I mean, if you saw that little bass hole, you're like, there has to be a bass right there. You make a perfect cast to it.
Bang.
Line goes tight. There's nothing better than that, man.
Yeah.
I got a little worried there, Mike, because I thought we were...
It's a family show.
Yeah, we were a family show, and I thought we were going in a different direction. You mentioned the bass hole.
You guys, big bass hole.
Settle down, man.
We found some nice ones.
Now, this is awesome.
We had a lot of good strikes around the docks. A couple around the pontoon. That last pontoon you threw in between there and the concrete. That's probably a nice fish in there, too.
What were you off of top water guys, or
No, we were throwing a lot of soft plastics, 4 or 5 inch soft plastic stuff. Darker colors, darker greens. Even the purple worked today.
We had laminated 4-inch stick bait.
Yep.
We had a little creature, tiny little creature bait.
They loved that.
Yeah.
They hit that a few times.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good news. I just tied one on.
But here's the thing: some of the strikes we got were good strikes, but you could tell, bringing the bait through the bed of the bass. A lot of them were just swiping at it to get it out of their bed. They didn't want to eat it; they're just swiping at it, so they weren't really taking the hook. But boy, you could feel that quick tug, and I bet you a dozen times this morning, me and Mike both went, "Oh, I'm on." Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm not.
Well, you couldn't really see the bed, so you're just kind of guessing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be on top of it.
Yeah.
Worked it really slow too.
Yep, you got to drag it right into that bedding area, and usually a lot of the times today when we stop the bait is when we got the biggest slams. Yep. But it was good. I mean, I had a great morning. I appreciate you guys coming down. Tell my listeners about your show, man.
Okay, well, I host and produce a show called Lunkerville. We've been on the air every week since April 2004, so it's been over 14 years. We currently air on CBS Sports and World Fishing Network. You can also catch us on Amazon Prime, on YouTube, on Vimeo. And basically, I'm the host, but I'm not the expert. So I have everyday people who love to fish, usually not professionals, usually not guides or tournament fishermen. Sometimes I do, but mostly just everyday folks who have regular jobs, but who have a passion for fishing.
Yeah.
They take me to their secret spots, their honey holes, show me their techniques like you did today. And the guest is the hero for the day, the expert for the day. And I'm always asking the questions, always learning.
Gotcha.
So each show is like its own documentary film on that person. And the fishing show format is really just a conduit to get to know people, and explore the outdoors and talk about why it's important to be outdoors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we had a good morning for some of that. I've never been like the hero that he uses.
You're a hero, man.
Yeah.
We
You need your own show. You do, really. Everything you said was gold today.
I almost teared up a couple times, man.
telling life
Telling you,
stories.
it's good stories. And how about that boat too? I mean, 3 of us on it. We didn't tip it over.
The boat was
It's a
that's something
sick
else.
boat, dude.
Yeah, awesome boat.
We did
Catfish custom.
Yeah, we
it's
did a
awesome,
Catfish Customs. Knew you guys were coming down, wanted to make sure it was nice and flat blacked out, and
Pretty for you.
yeah.
Beautiful boat.
The grab bar really helped out a couple times today as the 3 of us were shuffling around. Mike's got a fish on. I'm retying up. And Taco's, by the way, Daryl's Taco.
We call him Taco.
We call him Taco. Taco's filming, and I lost my balance, and I grabbed that bar 2 or 3 times today. I'm really happy I put that thing on there.
Yeah.
Plus, it's so nice just to lean on it to drive.
With that light on it, looks pretty rad too.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty good. A lot of the guys out there that are listening, following me on Instagram, you'll see that boat build as I'm building it the last couple weeks. And finally we got it out, and it worked really well. So
I got to drive it.
Yes, you did.
a couple times.
You caught a fish too.
Oh yeah. These guys were just having a little break and tossed in and got first cast. Got myself my first crappie.
First
Nice.
cast.
First cast.
Was it?
How about that?
So they say crappie in Canada, not crappie.
I don't know what they say
Okay.
because we don't target. Like the people I know, we don't target them.
Everything's
sunfish.
We
usually.
hear so many. That fish has so many names.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it bluegill too, or is
No,
that a different
that's
fish?
different,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But see, you call walleye pickerel
Yeah.
too, which is weird.
Get
See, pickerel here are chain pickerel. They're kind of like northern pike. But if you say pickerel to a Canadian, that's a walleye.
Right.
Or a Zander.
No,
Never
that's
heard
A
that.
That's
United
Europe.
Kingdom.
Okay.
That's a walleye.
Yeah, it's
That's a walleye?
Yeah.
Over in UK.
UK.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Everything's different in Canada.
Sure.
You guys don't even have. You guys even have honey buns?
No, we don't have honey buns.
They have a different-
What is a honey
different
bun?
Candy
How do you
also.
How do you end a great day, bud?
How do you
Usually
how do you
crack a nice
celebrate?
cold Molson.
Oh,
all right,
gotcha,
you know.
gotcha.
Okay.
That's
Hey,
a good. That's
We
a
don't
good
have
way to-
Molson Triple
We'll drink a 2-4.
A 2-4.
Yeah. Which is a case of beer, 24 pack.
Gotcha. See what you did there.
Wow.
It's better to get 2 2-4s, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll get Tyler on that.
Heck yeah, boys.
So tell me, what's a honey bun? I don't.
So,
It's a dessert.
I mean, catfish that kind of one day, I had a really super day. One of the first things I have to do is call my brother up and say, tell him all about it. And and he says probably the most profound thing, and it's kind of guided how I celebrate life. All right, I want you to stop and grab yourself a honey bun. And I'm like, what? Yeah, okay, what? Okay. Now, I want you to go get into a quiet place, maybe out in the back porch or something like that. Think about how great this day was. And then you take and eat that honey bun super slow and think about it. And I'm just like, it was just a step-by-step instructions on how to, be in the moment, take time for myself, understand what happened, process the victory, all that stuff, and, all wrapped up in this little honey bun.
Yeah.
I think
I dig it.
Yes, some people out there, I think, if you're having an amazing day, I mean, you're hunting caribou, you're fishing through the ice for muskie, it don't matter what it is. I mean, it could be my lawnmower started for the first time ever, and I didn't have to fight with it. It's just a good day. I really wish people out there would just stop and cherish some of the really great things, how small they are in life. That it's a victory, it's a win.
It's a victory just waking up.
Yeah, exactly.
A million people die
I can't
every day.
eat a honey bun every morning, though.
1 million?
Yeah, but on average, about 1 million people leave the earth every day. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
you can think about
depressing.
that when you wake up. Wow, I'm
Yeah.
alive. That's good.
I'll be eating honey buns every day.
Well, we talked about this on the show too. Is how blessed we are to just wake up, meet new people, have new friends come over all the time, meeting all these people in the industry, and vice versa. Just being able to go fishing and be in nature it's therapeutic. I mean, life's pretty, like you said, life's pretty short. So if you can get out and enjoy the outdoors, if people don't have that, I feel like they're unblessed. I wish more people would just take all kinds of strangers and go, come with me.
Yeah.
And, it's tough to get kids into fishing if you're not fishing a place that's catching fish. They're hunting something, like hunt white-tailed deer or whatever for 4 or 5 years, they don't get a deer. They get turned off by it. It's not fun. But at a lake as special as this, or there's lots of places in the world where you could take kid catch crappies, it can change somebody's life. It changed my life. I mean, it's being outside is where I'm happy, and that's all because Dad took me fishing. Right. Had he not done that, I don't know, I'd be painting scooters or something.
And that's what we do in Lunkerville. I try to attract people to the sport.
Right.
We want to make it look easy. We're happy catching a perch or a crappie or a bass. We usually aren't on big bass boats. We want to make it affordable and accessible.
Yeah.
And if we don't do it, and if you guys don't do it, who's going to do it?
Right.
And it's not just about getting kids into fishing; it's getting adults into fishing. It's never too late.
Never too late.
Like I fished when I was a little kid, and then I didn't fish as an adult until my late 30s.
Yeah.
And I just kind of picked it up, caught the bug, started a TV show, and now it's my career.
Oh, I can see it in your eyes. You're addicted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every time he gets a strike, there's a twinkle in his eye.
I love
you
it.
can see it.
Yeah.
The tug is the drug.
Yep.
Tug is strong. You get the shakes.
I love how you flip the script. This is not like that non-traditional. When we first heard that we were going to be filming with you guys, and I thought, oh man, we're going to have to find a bass boat with all the logos and get him a jersey and all, just taking.
No,
We're not all about that.
That's kind of it's kind of not us. But I mean, we would try to step up the best we could. But like, this is the perfect show. It melds well with R2's values.
I had no clue what to expect with these guys coming. I really didn't, and they made it absolutely comfortable for me. I had never once felt like it wasn't just another day going fishing with a bunch of old friends. So. I mean, it was very cool to feel like I'd known you guys for years. So.
And that's the feeling we want, and that's the feeling I get. We just met, last night, and now I feel like we're buddies.
Yep.
And we'll fish again. And you get to know people, and even if it's people you've never met, or if it's somebody in your family or a good friend, you just get to know people more out on the water.
Yeah.
Because although you're catching fish, most of the time you're not catching fish.
Yeah.
You're talking.
Yeah.
And it's cool we have a small crew. So we're not
Yeah.
like so invasive that we change your whole.
No, and it
world.
worked perfect.
Right.
I thought with the cameraman that it would be tight on that little boat.
But I'm a smaller guy, so
it worked.
seriously though, it's a benefit when I'm shooting all these fishing shows. I don't get in the way.
You're so amazing at what you do because you're very good at just moving around us and letting us fish that I didn't even know you were on the boat at most of the time, except for when you were driving it because I was hung up or hitting rocks or.
I love fishing. So
We were crashing. We were like bumping into a boat dock at one point, and Taco's like, "Hey man, I'll back us up." And then after that, I'm like, "Yeah man, do it." After that, I never had to say anything else. Filming the show, driving the boat,
I am the captain now.
high-fiving us on good stuff.
But Taco,
Epic morning.
it's so fun watching you guys
how,
catch these fish.
how do you do that though? Just watching them catch the fish. Heck, I watch
He's
DK's.
from Canada.
Here it is.
Comes natural.
Here's the real deal. A lot of times you miss the fish when you first start filming fish. It's really hard to get the fish, to see the bite, to watch the action, and you really have to pay attention and be aware of the whole fishing process in order to cover it. And then when you get the shot, when I'm rolling and I get that hook set, it's like the same thing it is for you guys. It feels so good.
Do you ever catch yourself like in such an exciting moment that you're looking out of the viewfinder of the camera with your own eyes?
Yeah.
I do it all the time with video and wrestling when things get exciting. Oh crap! I have a job to do here. Back on the camera. How do you discipline yourself that way?
I always look through the viewfinder. I'm never really looking unless I need to be aware of something behind me that's dangerous or something like that. I see the whole world through the lens all the time.
Yeah.
It's just the way my mind works.
You can tell it totally comes natural for you, though.
Thanks,
I mean,
man.
I've worked with other camera guys before. Not saying that they weren't good at it, but it's just like an extension of you.
Yeah, it's another appendage for sure.
Yep.
For sure. I've been doing it for 18 years, so
Wow.
It's what you do.
I love it. It's fun.
Well, you
Mike,
don't even
where
look
is,
old enough to be doing something for 18 years.
Yeah.
Mike, where all has Lunkerville taken you? Have you traveled a good bit doing
We
this?
travel all throughout North America, pretty much. We haven't been to every state, but I think now we've done over 150 shows, I think.
Wow.
So at first we were mostly in the Northeast because that's where I live, in New York City. And we were filming mostly in New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania here now. But no, we go where the guest takes us, you know. I pick the guests from Facebook, from social media, from discussion groups. And I try to group them together. So I'll go out on the road for a week and, film 3, 4, 5 guests at a time.
But I love how you plan it out. Like you plan your trip out, but everything else about your show just comes natural. You just let it happen as it happens, and it seems it's very unscripted. So
It's
that it's
nothing scripted, and I don't want to talk to the guests much before.
Right.
Like we have we text a little bit. I might talk on the phone, but the less I know, the better. Like even we went out to dinner last night,
it was wonderful.
and you're telling me your story and stuff. I'm like, no, save it for tomorrow because I want to be genuinely curious.
Right.
I thought it was funny. I'm
Yeah.
like, I was telling these guys, I'm like, last night we were like, we'd order, and then Mike's like, so what do you guys do? What's going on? Oh, we work at the hospital. Save it for the show. It's like we had to talk, but we couldn't.
I know, it's kind of
It
weird.
was
That's why
awesome.
I usually don't have dinner the night before with the guests.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I tell stories. So sometimes the story is exactly what happened on the water. And the beginning of the day is the beginning of the show, and the end of the day is the end of the show. But often it's not. There's another story to tell.
Yeah.
A lot happens in the editing room, and I just try to have this the story structure. I always want conflict. So I actually prefer when the guest isn't catching fish at the beginning. It actually works better that way.
I had that
because you
this
got to
morning.
figure it out. You got to figure it out. You're like, this bait isn't working, or now we have to pull out the deeper sonar and find another
Yep.
location. The guest figures it out, and then we catch fish. So I want conflict. I want character. I want to get to know the person. I want the audience to get to know the guest. And then I want glory at the end, the glory, the catching the fish. I want a little emotion, too. Like I point to my neck here. I want a little thing right there, little knot in my throat,
Yeah.
Want a little emotion.
Yeah, we got that today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, I just want to tell good stories because, most fishing shows are the same show.
Yeah.
We've seen them all. It's the host who's the expert, who's the hotshot, who's just promoting sponsors from beginning to end. They usually don't have a guest on the show, and if they do have a guest, it's their sponsor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And those are fine. I like watching Bill Dance catch fish and all those guys, but we're just doing something different. We're telling stories.
Nope, I totally get it. We've been listening to podcasts for years, and that's what I told Will. I mean, we were talking one day and said, dude, we can go out and interview hundreds of people, and ask them straight up questions, interview questions, but I'd rather hear them tell me your favorite hunting story, like I said, the Sonic Campfire, sitting around a campfire talking is sometimes where you get to know people and where they open up a little bit, tell you something maybe that's a little bit more, and boy, we really got to meet some really cool people in life through doing just this, just a bunch of headphones and sharing, and then something magical comes out of somebody and goes, wow, like that person's human. They're not just a,
I hate to say it does humanize.
It does.
A person that, and otherwise in our minds is in this elevated platform. I mean, you get a real sense that this is just another dude who only gets to, do fun stuff.
The one show that I did miss, I have to throw it out there, because the one show I did miss because I had to work and nobody told me, was the guy that invented the Whopper Plopper, Larry Dahlberg. He was on our show. And then I was at work, and they called me. They're like, oh, hey, by the way, we're interviewing Larry Dahlberg. I went, really? Thank you very much for doing it on the night I had to work.
TBT. Thanks, brother, thanks.
Thanks, brother, thanks. Yeah. But we've had guests like my neighbor to, so it's been very cool. And to have you guys here just super adds to the mix of the diversity of our podcast. To have you guys down here fishing was
that's
not
the
only
best.
a surprise.
We can tie it all
super
together.
Surprise.
It's so much easier to podcast after you fished with a group of guys.
When you had a successful morning.
Yeah. We're all glowing and we have stories and it's a lot easier. But I think the bond, again, we've talked about that through this episode, the bond of fishing.
It's a brotherhood.
It's a brotherhood. Yeah. It's sharing. It's a great thing, and talk about something that I've been trying to wrap my head around since this morning. Was Mike was telling us about fishing in Central Park.
Yeah, I was going to say that's one of the more popular shows, is it?
I try to go there every couple of years. I'm from New York City, and that's my Lunkerville, and it's just a cool thing to fish in the middle of New York City because there are several places where you can fish in Central Park, in Prospect Park, in Brooklyn. And there's fish there, and they allow fishing. It's catch and release only, barbless hooks. But I love it, and I could just take the subway up and
with your fishing rods.
Fishing rods, yeah. And it's funny, people look at you funny. They're like, "Where you're going fishing? You fish in New York?" And I'm like, "New York's an island, first of all, so it's fishing everywhere, saltwater mostly, but there's plenty of lakes too." And it's great. And then when I get a fish. And there's people all around walking around. They're like, "God, this guy's not going to catch anything." And when I pull like a 3-pound bass, 4-pound bass out of Central Park, they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe there are fish in this lake." Of course, there are fish.
Yeah.
Now, how many people are around that lake fishing?
There are quite a few. If you look for them, you will always see somebody fishing.
That's great.
Yeah, there's plenty of people, and there's signs that they say, you can fish, just don't use any lead, use barbless hooks. You have to catch and release. That's it.
Yeah. It's shocking to me. I would have never thought that.
I love it. And there was this New York Post reporter who's like, "I don't believe there are fish in Central Park. I want to do an article." And I took her fishing out in a rowboat. And we were fishing for hours and hours, didn't catch a fish.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh, my God, what is she going to write? We caught a purse, like a woman's handbag, literally.
Wow.
I like a real handbag full of stuff. I don't know how it got in there, but then right when then somebody tried to kick us off the lake because they're like, "You're not allowed to fish out of boats." I'm like, it doesn't say anywhere where you're not allowed to fish out of boats. It's like you have to go talk to the boathouse manager. I'm like, I fish off a boat all the time. So they're like, you got to go in. So we're going in, and I'm like, oh man, what is this article going to be like? And I'm like, okay, Mackenzie, that's her name, Mackenzie, the reporter. I'm like, just cast right there. I always catch a fish right in that spot. It's right under the bridge. It's that bridge you see in all the movies in Central Park, right in that corner. So she tosses it right there, perfect cast. Line starts to move. I'm like, set the hook. She sets it. She catches a fish.
There's the glory.
Plus, she had a photographer there, too. So they took a picture of the fish. I had it in the show. And then we had a full page in New York Post.
Nice.
It was called Your Bass is on the Line.
That's great.
In Central Park.
That's great.
It was a great article. It was a thrill. But,
sometimes
New York bass holes.
Sometimes that knowledge helps, man.
Yeah.
And you looked like the hero that day.
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
How did the
great
article
story.
turn out? It was good.
The article was fantastic. Yeah.
It's great to have that knowledge. We pulled that off a couple times today, right over there. Right, hit that spot right there. That knowledge of that you had though is what saved your day. Yep.
Because I knew that I almost always will catch it. It's just a nice little spot where bass hang out.
Yep. I tell everybody about that lighthouse out there. I'm like, right in front of that lighthouse. Yeah. There's that big rock in front of the lighthouse, right to the left of it. And it seems like there's one laying there.
I caught a big one.
Yeah, it seems like there's one there all the time.
Yep. Was today.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Why don't you ask our guest one of our favorite questions?
Is it even possible to ask?
I don't know, but I think he might have a good answer for it. Put him on the spot.
Mike, I pick up that you're a pretty organic guy. You go with the flow. You're a bag in the wind. But if you were to plan a fishing trip for your bucket list fish, what fish would you go after? Freshwater or saltwater?
That's a tough one.
Money's no object. So you can go to like the mountains of Chile and
I would like to catch like a monster largemouth like in Mexico.
Yeah.
I think.
Gotcha.
Like a 15-pounder or something.
Yeah.
I love largemouth bass. I just love the way they look. I love the way they fight. And I think that would be it. Yeah. I mean, I'm just in love with largemouth bass.
Could you imagine one of those though with the way those 4-pounders fight?
Yeah.
I mean, that's I couldn't imagine.
I mean, just to see one jump out of the water, and reel it in. Yeah.
I can't imagine how big one of their mouths have to be.
I'm not into saltwater fishing, and like I don't care about catching a big shark or tuna. That just doesn't turn me on. Like being out in the middle of the ocean, and I don't care. I don't really care about the size. I like to be out in nature.
I'm the same
I want to
way.
see the shoreline. I want to see a deer. I want to see woods. I want calm.
I like big bass, but I would much rather go over and just catch 100 crappies than one bass. If I'm going to spend 4 hours on the water, I'm totally happy just reeling crappies in, just catching something that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. I'm about quantity too. I would, if I could pick between catching 1 5-pounder in 8 hours or 20 1-pounders, I would go for the 21 pounders.
Yeah, just for the fun of it. Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'm like the exact opposite. I'll sit and throw a frog all day just for one fish.
Now, see, I don't know. I just never. It's not a big deal to me.
I love that explosion.
It sounds like you need to start using these swim baits.
Oh, our buddy at Swim Bait University, Wayne Campbell, I played football with him. He will throw these massive swim baits.
Nice.
A lot like that thing up there, but just like full-size 10-inch trout swim baits. He'll throw them for like 2 months without a bite just to catch that one bass.
That 1 8
That's miserable to me. There's no fun in that.
It's almost like musky fishing.
Yeah.
It is a lot like musky fishing.
There's a whole lake of fish, and he won 2.
No.
And he'll do it for, like Catfish said, months to catch that big fish.
I don't see the fun in that.
I'm not saying that I woke up this morning with any anxiety to do the show. I felt totally.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I felt totally calm and collected and relaxed
Zen.
to go fishing. And then I got to the lake. I got the boat in the lake, and I stand on the boat going. These little things start eating at me, going. What if the fish don't bite? What if?
We're running a little bit late.
What if the boat sinks? What if I have to go to the bathroom? Like all these little stupid things, and I kept fighting with myself, going, "Hey, stop it! You've done this 1,000 times. Just go fishing."
You put us on fish for sure, man.
Oh, it was a great morning. I loved it.
And we're going out again.
Yeah, we're gonna go target perch.
Oh yeah.
Target. I crawled around in the backyard in the rain the other night and caught a couple hundred night crawlers. So if we can't get them on soft plastics, we'll drop night crawlers down on the bottom, and they should suck them up. They're pretty. I mean, going back to kid fishing. I am not opposed. Brother Will's the same way. We are not opposed to loving fishing with some night crawlers on the bottom. I mean, you can't go wrong.
I love it.
With a bobber.
Or with a bobber.
Some of
you
the
don't
most
even need a bobber.
Relaxing fishing is under a bobber with some live bait.
The other day,
That's like Granddad taught us all.
It's dramatic too, seeing that bobber go down.
It is.
It's a rush.
Yeah.
It's great.
I like taking a kid fishing just for that reason.
Yeah, to watch that
Just
bobber,
watching
that
them
the
freak
visual.
out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at your bite. Set the hook. And they're like, it's a big mess.
I
but
like
yeah.
those stick boppers now, or the lay on the side, and then when the fish starts messing with it, it'll pop it straight up and then pull it under, and it's
that's
just
cool.
tease factor times 10 over.
Somebody asked me once what I would buy if I won the Powerball, and I told them I'd build a lake like this and don't have any houses on it, just access for public fishing and a section for handicap and a section for kids' ages, so that they can learn and progress in different areas where there's a little structure to fish around when they're older versus very simple versus very easy access. And
I think
stock
they have it. It's called Ontario.
Yeah, stock it with bass and crappies, and especially crappies reproduce very fast. And they grow it at a pretty good rate. So, I mean, if you can get kids on crappie fishing,
They're hooked for life.
they're hooked for life. Yeah. I mean,
a
there's
cool idea.
There are some guys out there that just legitimately love to catch crappies. Like they're, and I can see why.
Yeah,
I can
there's some
totally see
guys.
why.
I would prefer to go out there and if I could target one
What?
fish, I would
Are you
target
really?
crappie all day long.
But here's the weird thing: species related. I'm a total hypocrite here because I can go and sit fishing for catfish with baited hooks out and sit back. I can sit all night, not have to catch a fish, and I'm totally happy. It's just being on the river at nighttime. There's something extra to the nature.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
The world
mine.
goes away. You're just watching the stars come down on the river at night. That's the place to be.
Here,
Oh, yeah.
That sounds cool.
hearing the raccoons fighting.
I know,
and
right?
Different
Remember that?
weird, different things like you're looking over your shoulder. You don't have the luxury of the light. I guess.
If I could bottle that feeling of what that feels like to be out on the water with friends and catching fish, and the feeling if you could bottle that in a drink,
Ode catfish.
I would have enough money to build that lake.
yeah.
For sure.
Odeon.
Can you guys tell us where you're headed next, or is that a secret?
This is it. We're finishing up the season here.
Yeah.
So
Very
we'll
cool.
start planning our 2019 season soon.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The guests will tell me where we go.
You
We'll probably do an ice fishing show this year. So, yeah.
Well, let us know.
From bass holes to ice holes.
Yeah, there you go.
Bunch of ice holes.
I got a buddy in Canada that's a really good guy. Tyler Dunn. Let me know. I can hook you up with him. He's phenomenal guy up
Probably your
there.
neighbor.
Yeah.
These are all my neighbors.
Young, fun guy. He'd take you out ice fishing. And that's pretty much. They have a pretty long season up there, I guess, where he is at.
Is he up by Lake Simcoe?
He's in the Sault Ste. Marie area, and they
Okay.
fish like Lake Nipigon and stuff. So
It's cold up there.
Bundle up.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come out and fish with you all and making it easy for me. Thank you.
Thanks for putting us on fish, man. Had a
Absolutely.
great time.
I got to step away for a second. I would like my brother Deke to say hi.
What's happening?
What's up?
Hey, man.
So, Deaky, he showed up today to do a little bit of behind the scenes. We got Catfish's beard. I can't wait to put that out.
Oh, well, we just had all the anticipation of Lunkerville showing up. So, here.
The boat, the beard.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything needs
The beard,
in
man.
check.
Yeah.
Heck, I thought I was getting in here early, about 5 after 6, and DK was already met me at the door with the camera, and
We put a couple GoPros on him and had him jump in the shower with Catfish.
No, that didn't happen. It was on the whiteboard. We got erased.
Super behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's awesome to watch you guys work too. Seeing a TV show be produced. There wasn't any TV trickery. It was just okay. We're gonna do this, and I mean, you got some awesome drone shots. That was fun to watch. And then just you guys left the dock and
We went
you went.
fishing.
Yeah.
It's what we do.
yeah, it's definitely
Faking it is really hard. Like when you're a fisherman, you don't want to watch a fake fishing show.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you
No,
just don't do
No,
it.
we don't do the tricks. We don't like catch the fish beforehand and then put
Yeah.
them on our hook. We don't do that stuff. And what the day is like is what you see. I mean, we've had shows where we've caught one fish, and those are some of the best shows. So
Yeah, I mean, we saw you guys pull in one of the coves, and like you're saying, like you're reeling it in, Mike, And Taco, you had to grab the steering wheel and shift the boat into reverse because you guys are getting too shallow or something, you know. So, yeah, you guys are all working together out on that
All
boat.
hands on
It's a
deck.
team effort.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Anything to make
time.
it successful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Keeps us out of trouble.
thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate this, you know, and sharing the time with us and spending meeting my brothers and
Just to hang out with all of us and
jumping on the podcast with us. This means a lot to us. I can't even tell you.
Thanks for having us. I love that you call each other brothers. You know,
Yeah.
it's like my brother Will.
Yeah.
Like, you do look alike. You're brothers. No, we're brothers.
Well, now that we've spent the day with you, you guys are going to be our brothers too. So,
Yeah,
you know.
we always like to joke and know a couple guys aren't here, but you guys both have 7 new best friends.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah, the beard. Mine will be all gray. But
This industry's
oh, there you go.
ladies like a silverback. Mike. Ladies like the silverback.
I can't thank you guys enough either.
yeah.
Thanks a lot.
This
guys.
industry's too small, and we're all in it together. There's no other way for us to do it.
Right
I
on.
don't know another way.
Wouldn't do it another way,
Yeah.
even
Well,
if there was.
So, Mike, where can they find you?
The show
Yeah.
is on CBS Sports Sunday morning and on World Fishing Network Sunday morning and throughout the week. Those are the new shows. And then we'll be on Discovery Network in the third quarter starting in July.
Very cool.
And you can see previous episodes on Amazon Prime
Nice.
and YouTube and Vimeo and Lunkerville.com. So we're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So your website has a lot of your information on it. You're also on Facebook and Instagram.
We have a big Facebook presence, and you can find us there. If you want to be on the show, just go to our Facebook page, post some pictures, some videos, start interacting with other people. That's how we pick the guests.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So
that's great. Another factor of your Lunkerville show is the sense of community you do build within just the fishing community, and I commend you for that. And like you were saying, you make fishing approachable, and that's awesome in this industry. You know, you can grab whatever you have and just go attempt to catch fish, and no matter what, you're out there, you're attempting, you're going after it, and that's what it's all about. It's the journey to catch fish and having a good time in the outdoors.
yeah, again, it's about being in the outdoors, about the togetherness, and about the accessibility. That if you have $20, you can go to Walmart and
Right.
get what you need to go fishing.
Exactly.
You don't need a couple $100. You don't
Yeah.
need a boat even.
Right.
So we just try to make it easy. You
That's
know, and then
awesome.
if you catch the bug and you want to go out and buy a bass boat and buy a $500 combo and that's fine. But we need to get more people into fishing
Yeah.
and
Couldn't
the
agree more.
outdoors in general. Too
Couldn't
many
agree
people
more.
are just stuck inside at their computer, on their iPad, on watching TV, video games. We got to get them outside.
Right.
It's healthy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My wife knows that, hey, you need to get out. You need to go fishing. You need to go hunting a little bit because you're getting to be.
Catfish is coming over.
No, because I'm getting to be a grump. I'm not fun anymore. So I need that little bit of, just a little bit of time. Just relaxes you, brings you back to normal, recenters you, and you're good to go for a little
doubt.
bit. So
No doubt.
awesome.
Daryl, where can they find you?
I'm on Facebook, Daryl Van Slack, VANSLACK.
Awesome.
I love making new friends and seeing your fishing pictures and
Yeah, man.
telling your stories too. So, send me a little message.
All right.
Perfect.
And absolutely.
DK?
Really quickly, guys, I want to thank the Fries, Lacey, for bringing the food and hosting
Definitely.
this little party here, lunchtime party. Deke, where can they find us?
You can find us at RuttenRiverPursuit.com. You can find us at Rutten River Pursuit on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can also find us on YouTube at Rutten River Pursuit podcast. We are on we're on iTunes, Stitcher,
Google
Castbox, Google Play. Did I forget one? I think it's all.
There's, Overcast.
Any
There's a
podcast app you can find and download our podcast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do that. Give us a review. Hang out. Give us a comment. Enjoy what's going on.
Check out the new website.
Yes, check out the new website. Updated weekly. So
All right.
Awesome.
we'll see you.
Rig 'em weedless.
Peace.
if I could bottle that feeling of what that feels like to be out on the water with friends and catching fish, and the feeling if you could bottle that in a drink,
Ode catfish.
I would have enough money to build that lake.
Yeah.